Mike New. Len Doig,
Present.
Ross Pelletier,
Present.
Keith Cludier.
Here.
Bob Crow.
Yeah.
Russ Lockley.
Here.
Ed Ionati.
On the record, we currently have school board with tenants, and so we can conduct business. We have an approval of the minutes. October 5th, 2017 meeting. Motion made by
Second.
Keith. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, at this time here, we have the ratification of the application. Fire exits are to your rear, 2 exits to our rear facing into the building. The only fire exits are to your rear. And, at this time here, I'm gonna have first take care of the ratification of decisions from last month.
Ratification of decision, outdoor applicant, Alfred Correa Senior. Location, previous question, lot 114-17, Brentwood Drive, only R7, R10. Applicant seeking special use permit to attach the garage dwelling to the 24 by 22 addition.
I make a motion.
Ratify this as presented. Keith made the motion. Lenny said. Mike seconded it. All in favor, signify by the usual aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Yeah, got it. Next application is Scott Markoff. We brought to our attention that there was special circumstances that need to be addressed, and we're going to need to move this off for at least a month.
Okay, what Mr. Marcotte is going to have to do is the application will have to be presented by the attorney since the Hills on Campus is a conduit association. Okay. Also, we're going to need a master plan on where areas would be designated for septic system for all members. So we do not play musical chairs here. Everybody's got to be given a spot equal to a septic system. So that's got to be all organized, set up ahead of time. So that's going to be up to the condo association to do and to give you a master plan to submit to the town. So you understand the 2 criteria that are going to be required.
You understand, John, of what we got at? I guess he should have came with a lawyer last month. I didn't realize that. And then on top of that, according to Mr. Crowe, we also need a master plan for septic systems that are going in there.
I mean, that's not what's on the agenda. That's not what's before you. What's before you is the decision that you guys made a month ago in line, is the written decision in line with what you said at the meeting. I personally don't know that this is the time to take a step back and ask for further information. It's already been voted on.
Right, but since it's a condo association that owns the whole land, the only one that shares it, other people are not being represented at condo association. Therefore, any incorporation requires an attorney.
Mr. Chairman, one complication is that you did not sit on that application.
Correct.
Okay, so what I would recommend to this board is that we continue the ratification and this application to the next month. And then I will figure out the concerns you have and also procedurally how we have to deal with this. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Scott,
Motion to continue it to next month. So moved.
Do you have a date? Do you need a date certain?
December 7th at 7 p.m.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So voted. Although I should have allowed.
Who seconded that motion?
I did.
It'll be
Who made the motion?
Russ.
Sure.
Third application is Carolyn. I'm sorry? Sierra. 282 Phillips Hill Road, Fraser's Plat 318, lot 192,001. Applicant is seeking dimensional variance to construct a 56-foot by 84-foot horse barn, 31 feet and 4 inches in height, where 19 is allowed, 64 feet times 144-foot indoor riding rink, 32 feet, 4 inches in height, where 19 is allowed.
I make a motion, we ratify as presented.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by the usual aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Old business.
Under old business, I just want to bring to your attention that again, Antonio and Cheryl Angelino, the matter has been continued to December 7th, 2022.
Thank you. Here, we. Okay, Antonio and Cheryl? No,
Amy Barrett and Justin Peters. Old business 5.1. Right there.
okay, yeah, that's one I read, application to operating a campsite business.
We started to say Antonio, that's right, correct.
Oh, right, but the applicant, isn't this the same one that we had? 226 Victory Highway is being continued to December 7th?
No, that's the next one.
No, the next one, Angelino's continued. Mr. Peters is here.
Okay, Mr. Peters is here and Amy Barrett is here. Okay, so we can continue that from, but, oh, so that was heard 2 months ago.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, great. Thank you. We were at the point of, you had the fire department come down and check out and see if they could get vehicles down there and everything else. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, also, I see you also working on the portable septic systems.
Yes, so we have been working with we've been working with an engineer to figure out with DEM what the best way to deal with our composting toilets are. And it's been tough going. They don't really seem to know what to do with us. So we're not really hearing back. We also, last time I was here, you all suggested we check with RIDO, the Department of Health, about the same issue. And we did that, but they deferred us back to DEM. So what I did was I shared with Kerry, and I'm guessing that's what you're looking at. I shared kind of the description, like how we're dealing with our composting toilets, and what we sent to to our engineer, which was shared with DEM, just so that at least we have a process. But I'm not sure how to get the info we need from DEM. I think we're a pretty small blip on their radar.
Okay, I can understand.
Yeah.
You're caught in a spot here. I'm going to turn it over to legal department to see how we still, have we changed the application that you own all the land coming in?
Have we changed the application? I don't think we've changed.
Because the way we
Yeah.
have it, we have you coming across your neighbors in easement, which no longer exists. There's no easement here.
Well, they have access and they've satisfied the criteria for the special use permit for access because they own the lot in front of them.
Right, but that should be in the application, that they own that property. Because the application we have, it's coming across somebody else's property.
Yeah, it's self-evident by the submission of the deeds that I presented to the board that they have
Right.
access. Yes, I don't think they need to amend their application to reflect that. We should certainly reflect that in our decision, that we find that as a matter.
That they own the, that would
Yes,
be our decision, that they own the right of way coming in.
that they presented deeds showing that they own the parcel in front of them. Do you still own it, or did it?
Yes.
Back to your mother?
No, we still own it. Apparently.
Yeah,
Okay, because I really don't want to do a commercial business with access over somebody else's property,
right.
Right.
That's true.
which we're not doing.
Right.
Okay, I just want to make that clear that we're not doing that. Okay, again, I don't know what to do about this DEM.
Well, you're looking at it within the confines of an application for a special use permit and the criteria that you have to meet for that. And, does it present a problem in that respect?
So do we vote on this without an unknown decision by DEM?
Can we stipulate them?
I think we kind of alluded to that at the last meeting that we had, that needed some clarity from.
Clearly,
DEM.
right. But he hasn't been able to get it. He's been trying.
We have it in mind to
No.
Western County.
We do have an engineer that reviews our planning application. So
This is private.
I don't think we can outsource it without going to the department head and therefore okaying it with the town manager and then probably seeking town council approval. I don't think it's something we can just reach out and because we don't have one on staff. So that's probably not going to happen.
I think the applicant should be responsible for that end, but no.
That's
The way it's always been
Yeah.
handled.
that's your decision. I can't
Right.
weigh in on that. I'm just saying it procedurally to say, let's have the town hire an environmental engineer. I just can't say, okay.
I agree with you.
Right?
Yeah, this would come under the criteria for public health, safety, morals, and welfare.
Right.
So is it a health hazard?
Your season's over. Right.
Yes.
So when,
So
Bless you.
but I did get that far. Thank you, Eddie. So when would you start up again?
May.
Okay, could we stipulate that he can't start until he gets something from DEM? next
Either
week?
DEM or what he needs is an opinion that these types of toilets do not create a health hazard, right?
Right. That's all he needs. He needs an engineer to say that.
Right, so you need an opinion from,
Where did you purchase the toilets? Don't they have this kind of?
The manufacturer of this system, he didn't build this himself.
Right.
No,
This
that's-
is manufacturer
Yeah.
that's selling these things.
Yes,
This has been.
you may be able to do something with those people.
Been through the legal.
Well,
Right.
yeah, I mean, it's, essentially I am, I am following the way this product is meant to be used. It's really a composting question. The question is what happens to the material after it is moved to the composter. So in about a year, it's going to be a lot of dirt. And the question is, what can I do with that? That's really that's the question, because it's all self-contained and then it composts. And then when it's done, it's just soil. So the question is, what do I do with that?
The 4 steps you have on this sheet here, is that like the procedures from, is this the sheet you provided us?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Is this the procedures from the toilet manufacturer saying you do this?
Boilerplate. That's
Yeah.
one.
whether
Yep. I mean, yes. And also just my general kind of research on how to do that type of thing.
Yeah.
what do they recommend to?
I'm sorry.
What do they recommend to do?
Spread it on your garden. I mean, it's, and I'm not trying to be, funny. It really is. But ultimately, after it's been composted for long enough, it's meant to just be dirt.
For the documentation?
I'll have to look that up. I believe so.
That would be important to say.
Okay.
You had that.
Sure.
that would be okay.
Yep. Documentation.
Oh, it's so dope. You've been through all of them. Well, what I suggest is perhaps you submit what you can and see if John and our attorney approves the system for us to vote on it.
Well, I would say our department doesn't even approve of a regular septic system.
No, that's what I'm saying. So I need,
For us to take that leap and then approve of an unknown system that isn't DEM approved, that I don't know that it's our purview to do that. That's why we were specifically seeking in the staff report
no,
sort of
no.
state approval.
Okay, try and cut through this. So if a regular campsite has trailers at it, now they move everything with the blue portable toilets. Could he do the same thing?
Yeah, I suppose he
I mean,
could
if that-
hire out.
If that's an
for
approval
service that-
system,
That could take
for
a self-contained unit.
a regular campsite, then it should be approval for him too. So,
I guess in that case, it would be changing it from what has been built.
right,
A unit that is permanent. And you could request that the applicant instead change their operation to include like.
but DEM would have to give us an approval still on that.
Well, I'm thinking of like a porta potty that anybody
That's
would
right.
get for their own like party or something like that. It would
Right.
be, I don't imagine that it would need any sort of state approval because it's taken off site and then the company deals with that.
So,
Right.
they just bring it to the site and collect.
Yeah, like any event.
Yeah, you could make a condition of the approval that they engage a porta potty company to dispose of the waste in the porta potty.
Can't they just
Until the
have-
bodies are for PM, for-
Right.
But can't they just rent the pharmacies and eliminate all this?
Because we can't get a decision on whether DEM would approve that.
Porta potties?
Yeah, at this
Well-
point, they would just be sitting on the land and they would be taken off site.
Well, taken off site.
So
yeah.
there would be no more question about whether or not this is a health hazard or anything like that. It would have nothing to do with the land itself.
Eliminate all of this and just get a couple of porta potties. You know, what he's
I don't know if they want that.
What he's trying to do is
Be self-contained.
is a pretty good thing for the campsite, right?
Right.
Environment friendly, he's trying to, deal with waste and stuff. I think he goes down the path in parallel, tries to get DEM to approve that. In the meantime, use porta potties
Works now.
until that's approved. Make sense?
Yes.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Just trying to, it
Right.
turns into a quick project.
I think it's a great thing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
But still, we don't have a path of travel for this gentleman to take.
So if I may, like Mr. New said, maybe you stipulate that he has to use on opening day porta potties that would satisfy the two campsites until such time that he does work with DEM to get some sort of approval letter from them. And then from that day forward,
I
he
agree.
has his permission slip per se.
That makes sense to me.
That'll work.
And he's got 6 months before he opens up again, so he might be able to get it done before then.
You
And not
don't
have
have
to
to
do
go
it.
to DEM coming back there, because like you
Right.
said, you're low man on a building permit right now.
Yeah.
But in
As
this
far as,
case,
you know,
Absolutely.
but-
in this case, he would satisfy the requirement.
Yeah. I mean, yes. I mean, I can try, definitely. Yeah.
I just wanted you to have a path.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. So I'm just looking back at what I wrote here. So our next step is to focus on the DEM piece and or to find documentation and such from the
Manufacturer.
manufacturer or other place. So both of these things. Yes, and
I do it temporary with the porta potty.
Yeah.
And and you'd have to, until you get an approval from DEM
yeah,
on the whole system, you'd have to remain with the porta potty.
sure. And hopefully
Am
that
I
won't.
correct? Is that what I'm assuming with the
Yeah,
board?
yeah, so you don't have to go that other path of finding out whether it's environmentally, that's gonna be DEM, you still have to go that path with the
Right.
DEM.
Yep.
In parallel, get the porta potties until it's
Yep.
approved.
Sure.
Then
Yep.
you can switch out. when you want.
And hopefully we won't even need to because we have months before we open up again. So
Because, you know, right now you're closed and you don't open up until May, so this may be a moot point between now and then.
We can push this along and you can get started.
sure.
So do we want to continue this until,
I think we should, we just hold on.
I think we could do.
With those stipulations.
Part of your decision. Is that it's subject to the town issuing a
Campground.
campground license.
Yes.
Even though it's self-evident, put it in there anyway, that way.
so we're just voting, no, he's got to go in front of the town council for a campsite license, is what you're saying?
The whole separate
Yep.
approval.
And that's,
So we're giving a recommendation for approval for a campsite license to the town council.
No, you're just saying that it's a special use permit.
Isn't-
It's met the criteria for zoning for a special use permit. But one of the conditions of the special use permit is that they also get the campground license from the town.
That's a stipulation.
And I'm sure that the town isn't even going to consider whether or not he can have a campground license until he has a special use permit for it, until he's compliant with zoning.
so that it actually it came up at the town council meeting. Our application has been in for a while. And they tabled it because they knew that
Okay.
we were waiting here. So they know what's going on. So they're just kind of waiting.
Right. So,
So your recommendation is to vote on the application as presented,
right.
with the correction to do a porta potty until DEM gives them authorization for something else.
Correct. That as a stipulation as well as the campground license from the town as a stipulation.
How does the board feel on that?
That's a good path.
That's a good path.
Good path.
Yeah,
Everybody else agree?
I agree.
Okay, I suggest then we do a vote on this tonight. I'll do a roll call on that. Mike, how do you,
Yes, vote tonight.
you vote tonight? Lenny?
I vote tonight.
Ross?
tonight.
Okay, Heath,
Vote tonight.
I also, vote for tonight. Russ?
Tonight.
Eddie? Okay, I'm gonna start with, Eddie. I'm gonna start with your vote. You're gonna vote as presented with the stipulations.
Stipulation that if the approval that uses porta potties until, and then you get the consent.
Okay,
I also approve the same way.
okay. I also approve same way. Keith?
I approve with the stipulations noted.
Okay, Russ?
Approve with the stipulations noted.
Okay, I gotta do just the 5 members. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right, that's the way it's voted on at this time. Okay,
Good.
thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Under new business, the owner applicant is James Nelson. Location is AP 45 lot 8917 Kilton Lane. The zone is R20. Applicant is seeking a dimensional variance to construct a 24 by 32 by 23 garage, 4 feet from the property line where 10 is required and 23 in height where 15 is allowed.
Is the applicant here, please?
Yes,
Full name and address.
James P. Nelson, 17 Kilton Lane, Coventry, Rhode Island.
Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the whole truth, what truth in front of this board?
I do.
Okay, please explain to me your application.
I'm trying to put a garage in, give my neighbor to the left of me access to her property. And that way I can keep the garage back a little further. But I was just going through a septic, and the first design was no good. So the second design now just put me closer to the garage. Only gives me 13 feet between the septic tank and the edge of the garage if I can get it put where I need it.
Okay, so I'm looking here. You have some plan?
I just got, an old layout from the first design, and I got approval also from DEM on the new septic design in my hand.
Fine. Fine, I got it right here. Thank you. Okay, the garage is gonna be 24 by 32.
And 23 feet tall.
And what are you gonna have on the second floor?
Just storage. I'm gonna be taking down my sheds and putting the, everything upstairs.
Plumbing upstairs.
No,
So you gotta put it 4 feet away from the property line because of the septic system?
Yes,
Or
sir.
Do you have that approved?
I got the new one in my hand. I got copies for everybody if you want it.
Oh, please.
And I got copies of the old system that was not approved.
Okay.
That's the system that was approved. That's the old style system.
Can I ask him a question while you're looking over that?
Yeah.
Why does it have to be so high?
Because of the garage doors down below, it need 9-foot ceiling. And I didn't want to put a center beam in, so we're gonna use 14-inch eye joists.
So it's due to the construction and the garage doors?
Yes.
Great.
You're welcome.
Okay, which one's which?
That's the.
Okay, you gotta be, how many feet for the new garage away from the septic system? Septic system,
13 feet from the side of the garage to the septic tank. It'll give me just enough room to get a truck in the backyard to do any type of maintenance.
how about if we put the garage back further away from the house?
I can do that a little bit. My cost would be in foundation then. I'd have to raise it up because I have a small retaining wall holding back the next door neighbor's property back.
But what I'm saying, if you move it back, you can be more than 4 feet away from the property line.
I'll probably be 5, maybe 6.
6 would be much, much better.
Okay.
How does the board feel on that? We move it back and we're 6 feet away from the property line.
Better than 4.
Yes.
What were the reasons why you didn't want to move it back? Why did you want?
Well, the foundation, I have to bring the foundation wall up higher. And we're-
Elevation doesn't, the elevation is.
Yeah, because my neighbor's property slopes down and I put a retaining wall up to keep all the water coming down. And I put a French drain down that goes into my driveway. And it'll bring it up, right back up 3 or 4 more feet to bring it 6 feet off the property line. My foundation would probably be about, I'd have to use 6 or 7 foot panels in the ground. Or put another retaining wall on the side of the building.
Okay, can you stake this out if it's further back and 6 feet away from the property line so we can go out there and take a look at it?
I sure can.
Do me a favor, can you just put red markings on the end of the stakes?
I'm gonna use the orange markers for snow plowing. I got 12 of them set up right now for a septic system.
All right, that's what I mean. We want to be able to, I don't care if you use blue, something different than the septic system.
I'll mark them. I'll mark them with white paint or something.
Okay, that'd be great. If you just put- I want it different than the septic system.
Okay.
All right, so we can go out and take a look at it. Do the board members agree on that? They'd like to go out and take a look at this? And, because we're trying to keep it, so that way there, if it's 6 feet apart, away from the, you could drive right around there. And plus being back further, you could also give more space between you and your house.
Yep.
And the garage. And make it, and I know that's a rough area back there. It's, in fact, I have to excuse myself from this one. I'm within 200 feet. I own property within 200 feet. So I would like to designate Lenny to vote on this one. I should sit down. Okay. All right. So to you. I didn't realize it until I saw that.
I entertain a motion to,
You want to, let's see, if anybody wants to speak on it?
good point. I was gonna entertain a motion for this, but that's fine. Is there anyone here that's would like to discuss this?
You can have to sit down.
You can take a seat if you want. Anybody online, John?
Just me over there.
I'll entertain a motion to hold to,
Make a motion, continue this to next month, so mistakes.
Okay. The date certain is what, Karen?
Sorry,
What's the date of the next meeting?
December 7th.
I second that motion.
motion's been made and seconded that we take this under consideration and render a decision at a reasonable time, which will be December 7th. All in favor, signify by usual aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Next application is Ryan Patnode. Location is AP 39, lot 238109 Pembroke Lane. Zone is R20. Applicant is seeking a dimensional variance to construct a 15 by 30 attached garage 8 feet from the property line with 15 feet is allowed.
Is the applicant here, please?
I am.
Please explain to me in your own words what you'd like to do.
Mr. Chair, can you swear him in, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. Please give your full name and address.
Ryan Panode, 109 Pembroke Lane, Coventry, Rhode Island.
You swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth in front of this board?
I do.
Thank you.
So my existing home there is a garage. When the home was originally built, the stairs that go into my basement are in my garage. It's the only access to my garage, so that space can't really be utilized as a garage or a functional living space. So what I'm seeking approval for is to build a functional garage next door to it and finish that space into a part of my house to pretty much just have space and make that a cohesive part of my home and have a little bit more space for my kid and family room. It's just to generate, a little bit more space for a growing family at this point. And then I don't want to lose a garage. That space is used for many, many things. And I would like to retain that aspect of the home.
Okay, so you just want to put on a garage?
That is correct.
And your problem is you're gonna be too close to the property line?
That is correct. No, the existing garage is going to get finished and then a new garage will be constructed directly next to it, attached to the home.
Yeah, if I may, if you look at the rendering here, where this, and correct me if I'm wrong.
Nope.
Where this window is right here, there's an existing garage door.
That is correct.
That would be transformed into living space, and then the garage would be, a new garage would be added on to the end of the house.
Again, we're gonna have to go out and take a look at this. Can you stake this out on how you're gonna?
Yeah, it's been staked out. I can repaint it for you all if you'd like as well. I can
That'd be
ground mark
great.
everything.
So that landscaping, you got on the right side of it.
So it would be the left. Yep.
You're gonna have to remove all that with tree and all.
That is correct. The only thing that would remain is the, I don't know, if the Japanese maple. I intend on, replace it, picking up and moving into the front yard for decoration. But yes, they'll be 8 feet from the property line to the new structure. And that would be just like a sidewalk access to the backyard.
That's okay. So we were.
It is. That was just for a space heater. That was temporary. That's not hooked up to anything permanently. Yeah, yep.
Right area.
Everything over there is like, right.
Okay, any other questions from the board? I think, questions will be mostly, once we go out and take a look at it, so we can, take a look at it. So, at this time here, I'm gonna have you take a seat, sir, unless any other board members have any questions to ask. Okay, anybody like to speak, in favor of this application, or just have a question about the application, or any kind of information whatsoever? Is there anybody here who'd like to? John, is anybody online that would like to speak on this application or have a question about the application? Okay, since I see there's nobody here to ask any questions about the application, I suggest we continue this to December 7th. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion made by Russ, seconded by Keith. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have, okay.
Next application is Susan Mishler. Location is AP 29, lot 136, 25 Regis Street, zone is R20. Applicant is seeking a special use permit and a dimensional variance for a previously constructed 14 by 16 by 15.7 shed located in the front yard. Applicant will need a dimensional relief for front, side, and rear setbacks. Shed is 14 feet from front lot line where 25 is required, 25 feet from rear lot line where 30 is required, and 25 feet from the side where 30 is required.
The applicant here, please.
No, she's in Florida. There was a death in the family and talked to the town manager Monday and her husband and said that I could speak on her behalf.
Sure. Okay, I'm gonna ask you to give your full name and address.
Charles H. Mishler, 25 Regis Street, Coventry, Rhode Island.
Okay, raise your right hand. You swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth in front of this board?
Yes.
Okay, explain to me what you'd like to do, sir.
Well, actually started building the shed for storage, and we got a letter saying to stop construction on it.
Okay, so it's located in the front yard. Good storage. Okay, so right now it's located in the front yard.
Well, here's the house.
Yep.
It's to the right of it.
Yes, it's the front yard.
It's the front yard. Okay. All right, and the shed size is how much? What is it, 14 feet by 14 by 16, and it's located 14 feet from the front lot line with 25 feet is required. And it's 30 feet is required with 25. So he needs setbacks for front, rear, side.
Front, rear, and side. If you look at the picture that John has on the screen, you can see the shed. So the shed is actually located right about here. So when you come down the street, this portion of Regis is located right there. So he needs relief from here, here, and here, and the special use because it's located in the front yard, because it's in front of the house.
Is it the building with the white roof on it right here? I can't really see it.
It's not, it doesn't, no, that's something else. It actually didn't show up in this map right here, but when you come down Regis, it's right up there.
How long has that been there, sir?
We started in the middle of August.
So you just constructed it?
Yeah, see, these maps are late.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, John.
These maps are late summer, so it wouldn't have shown up on this map they were just starting construction around the time that these maps were, the aerial photographs were taken.
So
Is it on a foundation?
Blocks.
On blocks. So there's no way that we can move it so it fits within the envelope of the house, of the land?
No.
because that's all frontage. No matter where we put it, it's gonna put it in his front yard.
No, I'm just talking about the variance of trying to get the clearance around it.
Yeah.
The setbacks.
Oh, setbacks, okay.
5 feet and moving 5 feet.
Why can't you move it 5 feet?
Still open enough space on the side.
Right now, it's 36 feet from the rear,
From 25.
25 from the rear.
Left side, 118 feet, the back 25 feet, the side 25 feet, and the front's 14 feet.
I'm assuming when you built this, you didn't take out any permits for it, so they didn't give you any
No,
guidance.
no, sir.
No, actually, we came across it due to complaints.
No, there's water behind it. There's a water body behind it.
Yes.
How far is that? That 25 feet?
No, almost like 75 where the actual water is.
So you're 75 feet from the wetlands.
What's the minimum? 50?
The minimum is 50, but is it 75 feet now because we're technically in a drought, or what's the measurement from the water line to the shed? Because if you look at that portion where the shed is located, it's pretty short right there.
So the high water table, how far are you away from that?
Oh. The water, where the land is, the elevation is up like probably 15 feet from where the water of the pond is. That's how much higher the elevation is.
Yeah, I am too.
You can't move 5 feet in either direction. What's the house?
Towards the house.
Yeah, towards the house a little bit.
Yeah, it won't be perfect the whole way around. It's gonna have some. Areas.
I think this is one we're gonna have to go see.
What's that white part? That white roof?
Oh, that's a trailer.
Okay. So that's not obstructing the,
No, that's not, no, that's basically where the shed is going. Where it is, right where that trailer was.
So this is not the exact layout of what you have there. So you're saying there's a trailer there?
No, if there was a trailer there when that picture was taken,
that's all.
there isn't, there's, now the shed is in that place.
The shed is where that white trailer is shown on the picture.
Yes.
Where's your septic system?
Oh, in the back of the house.
So between the house and where you get the shed now, that's all open space?
Yes, sir.
How big is that trailer, just to do in comparison?
That trailer is probably 16 by 8.
Yeah. What's impeding you from moving that 5 feet?
Which direction?
Either way, so you get the 30 feet and the 30 feet. What's stopping you actually from putting it 30 feet?
Right where that thing is, where the flag is, that's a built-in swing set that's built right into the ground. And right now we're like 5 feet from that.
How far from the swing set for the house? Still good space there.
Oh, it's like from the shed to the house is like 118 feet.
So how about if you put it on the other side of the swing set towards the house? Put the shed over there. Now it'll comply.
Basically asking for permission to keep it where it is.
Oh, okay. All right, we'd have to, unless the board has another solution, I think we're gonna have to go and take a look at this and make a decision on if you want to keep it where it is, as presented. Does the board agree on that?
I think it deserves a site visit.
Right. So we can discuss it.
You don't want to put on the other side of the swing set because you want to make sure you can see your kids, so your grandkids swinging,
Right.
right? So it's not that you.
And the reason it's there because that road just dies right there and it's just so much easy access to get in and out of it. That's the reason
Okay.
we put it there.
Understand.
Well, you could put it back another 5 feet at least away from the road.
I don't know, we might be able to.
Well, in that case, because the lot gets narrow at this end.
Yep.
Whatever he moves and gains on this side, he's gonna lose on the other side. So, yeah, because he would need a variance from this lot line here, so if he gets further away from this line, he's gonna need an even bigger ask on the other side. So it's up to the board to decide. Yeah.
Okay.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we take this under consideration and render a decision in a reasonable amount of time.
Okay, I'm going to see if anybody from the audience would like to speak on this first. But you're suggesting we should do a site visit. To take a look at it. Okay, sir, I'm going to ask you to take a seat. Is there anybody here like to speak on this application for, against, or just have questions on the application? Please come up, sir. Okay, please give your full name and address.
Asa Crofter, 24 Regis Street, Coventry, Rhode Island.
Okay, raise your right hand. Swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth in front of this board.
I do.
Okay, you-
I'm sorry, can you spell your name, please?
Asa, ASA. Last name is Crofter, Crofter.
Thank you.
and your residences,
24 Regis Street. I live directly across box 138 there.
138, okay.
Just want to give my support, saying, my living room stairs right across the street at his house, and I can see the shed, and I just want to say I have no problems with it. To be honest, I would almost rather it be where it is than in the middle of his lawn. I think it looks nicer. I know it's causing some legal issues with the variance, but I just want to give my support.
Okay, no, that's what we need,
Yeah.
because that's important. You're a neighbor and you're looking
I
at,
don't think anyone's, besides maybe the other neighbor who's also here, I don't think anyone's going to see that shed more than I do and my wife. And I
okay.
just wanted to let you know.
No, it's important you came up, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there another gentleman who'd like to speak on this application, please? Please give your full name and address, sir.
Eugene L. Grandchamp Jr., 20 Regis Street, Coventry, Rhode Island.
Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth in front of this board?
I do.
Okay.
I lived on the corner lot at 20 Regis Street for almost 40 years. And
137?
no, 20 number,
Lot,
well, I don't know. I don't go.
right
back.
there in the corner, chief.
Right on the corner, yeah. And when I'm out in my yard, I mean, it's like me looking at you guys. I see the shed and I'm here to support my neighbor. And I have no problem with that, it's in a great location. And it's,
So you look right at it
oh yeah, if I go,
and you have no complaints on
no
where it's
complaints. I
located.
mean, I go out on the corner, I'm right there, I'm on my yard, I'm looking right at it.
So if he sells his lot next year and that shed's right there, you have no complaints?
No
of new
complaints at
people
all.
leaving
No,
it
I
right
think it's a
there?
great location.
Okay.
Real good location, and I support it 100%. And whoever supposedly complained is probably, probably just doesn't like the way he conduct business. He's a great guy, great neighbor, good town resident, So I support him 100%.
I really appreciate you coming tonight.
Thank
Thank you very, very much. Okay, does anybody else like to speak on this application? Either for or against it, or any questions on it? Okay, is there anybody in the audience? Okay, I suggest we continue this to next month and to December 7th. And we will take a look at it. And I really appreciate the neighbors coming forward and speaking on this. All right. Do I have a second on this?
Second.
Okay, Russ, you made the motion with me? Okay, so Russ made the motion and Keith seconded it, that we won't take a look at this. Okay, okay. Do I have an approval on this? A vote? Anybody, those who approve, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Okay, so we'll go out and take a look at this. Thank you. Next application.
Next application is Robert Demurray. Location is AP 316, lot 32, 12 Old Summit Road. Zone is Village Rural Commercial, VRC. Applicant is seeking a special use permit to convert existing church into a single-family dwelling.
Is the applicant here, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please give your full name and address.
Robert Dimery, 21 Opeachy Drive, Barrington, Rhode Island.
Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth in front of this board?
I do.
Okay, explain to me in your own words, as you said, what you'd like to do.
We're looking to rehabilitate the church and get the use changed or a special use permit for a single family dwelling, 3-bed, 2-bath. home within the confines of the existing footprint of the building.
Okay, so this is an old church, you want to convert it to a single family?
Correct.
Okay, and you're gonna, all right, now, does it have an approved septic system there, or you gonna put one in?
I have an approved design,
You have
a
approved design.
DM approved design, yes.
Okay, and that's been submitted to you, John?
Yeah, and you guys should have,
Yes, I believe there's a copy of it in your packet.
Okay,
it was designed by Ocean State Planners. The oldest portion of the building is 1850.
Is it part of the?
There was a sign on the front. It said Summit Baptist Church. It was gone. I don't know if you
There
took
was,
it down. There, right in the front, there was a sign on the building.
It was owned originally by the Historical Society, I think. And they-
Right, with the library across the street as well.
Right, and then it was sold to a private person
Right.
for not a lot of money. And did you buy it from that person?
No,
I
he
think-
bought it from somebody else.
I
that
think
bought
it's
it.
changed.
Yeah.
Yes, I think the second
Right.
hand after not a lot of money.
I don't think so, no.
It's no longer on the Historical Society.
Well, it's no longer owned by them.
Right.
There's no,
It's off their board.
right, I don't think there are any restrictions in the deed.
Not that I'm aware of.
So it was owned by the Historical Society. We did look after the planning meeting last week because they had a similar question regarding any potential restrictions. We looked, it's not on any sort of National Historic Register or State Historic Register. And as far as any town restrictions, there are only two official historic zoning districts in town, which are on Station Street. So there would be no town restrictions either.
Information. So you're gonna just rehab the building that we had, you're not knocking it down.
Oh, correct. Yeah, yep. We're gonna keep it the way it is and
so
even,
you're not gonna knock it down?
no, we're gonna refurbish the siding as is. And so the original church is kind of like that quintessential New England church looking. So that's like all clapboard siding. So we're gonna refurbish that, replace boards that are rotted, what have you. And then at some point, probably in the 50s or something, is like another box in the back that's L-shaped, that's concrete block. And I'm thinking about stuccoing that.
Okay, now,
You kind of paint it all white or something.
so you're gonna make it a 3-bedroom?
3-bedroom, yes.
And you're gonna get a state-approved septic system?
Yes,
How
it
many,
is. It
what's
is
the total square footage of the whole lot?
It's just over 15,000 square feet.
So it's an undersized lot for the town.
It is.
In that,
40,000, I think, is required for new.
That's what I'm wondering.
Well, it's a 5-acre zone. Well,
No.
no, yeah, right, never mind. I was thinking R5.
Probably.
It's like
2
1
acres,
acre.
I'm guessing.
No, that's a village rural commercial zone, so it's different.
So that's 20,000 square feet,
40.
40,000 square feet. So we got 50, we're working within, can you put the map back on there so we can take a look at this?
just bear with.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, sir, you're gonna keep your own personal residence or you're gonna turn this over?
No, I'm going to turn it over.
You're gonna turn it over. You're not gonna resign?
No.
Does this property have its own well, or do you share it with another building?
It has its own well.
Because I know there was some question about some of the houses in
Yeah, it's kind of in
next door to you, there was,
the front, about 10 feet off of the building. There's a artesian well. So the far corner of the property line is almost touching the corner of that boat, I would say. And it kind of comes across like a rectangle. The trees are mostly on my property and then it comes across.
Because it is an undersized lot, is there anything else that we have to do to it, John?
Nope. So if there were any sort of alterations to the footprint, we would require a special use permit because he would be altering a pre-existing non-conforming use. But in this case, all of the alterations are nothing more than cosmetic. So the only reason he needs the special use permit is because that is a requirement of a single family home in the VRC zone. It's meant to be a mixed use zoning district. And especially, a single family home is allowed, but it's not allowed permitted by right. It needs the special use permit first.
Right.
So that's mostly why he's here.
That's the only reason he's here.
That's
Yep.
the only, okay. That's the only thing. So we're gonna take a church, convert it into a residence.
Correct.
It's been abandoned, because it doesn't get approved.
I want to say it's been blighted for about 15 or 20 years.
Oh,
Have you done this with other churches?
I have not,
Oh, okay.
no. But I like renovating stuff.
Yeah.
And I've always had a thing for churches.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're great.
There's a-
I think they're great buildings.
They did this on Route 6 in Foster. They took the Episcopal Church at the corner of 6 and 94 and made it into a house. I don't know if they did it. And the people that bought it loved it because it had a huge high.
Yeah. Somebody's going to fall in love with it.
Yeah.
Could be better to heat it.
This is true. We're going to have some ceiling fans in the higher portions.
Super fans.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to put 2 of them there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I make a motion,
Sure.
do we vote on it?
Yeah, I gotta see if there's anybody here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition or any questions on the applications. Nobody's in the audience, I see. I am gonna now go online.
Nobody's online.
Nobody's online to speak on this application. Okay, now again, I'm gonna go to the board. Does the board have any further questions about this application or the applicant here? Does any board members have any questions?
No.
All right.
Make the place look a lot nicer.
All right, John, I'm gonna hit you up next. Because I'm sure you get very much involved in this.
Yeah, so like was said before, everything is mostly cosmetic, so we have no concerns of any other zoning requirements that would need to be met. They do have their septic design, so that end of it is taken care of, and anything else that would be needed, the official approval, that would be dealt with at the building permit stage anyway. So on our end, we're good.
Okay. Carrie, do you have any, could you out in that area and you realize what's there?
Yeah, no,
No,
Nope.
nothing at all? Jane, legal end, do you have any concerns at all?
No, I can,
Questions?
no. Satisfy the criteria.
All right, Lenny, I'll go back to your motion.
I'll second his motion.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. All right, I thank you very much for coming forward.
We gotta go.
Vote.
Oh, sorry.
We vote on it tonight.
Okay, so now I'll do a roll call vote. Ed, how do you vote? Approve as presented?
Purpose presented.
I also approve as presented. Keith,
I approve as presented.
Ross?
Approve as presented.
Okay. Applications approved as presented.
All right. Fantastic. Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck.
So I can go get a building permit now. All right.
No,
no,
Not
the,
quiet.
they have to ratify the decision at next month's hearing.
Okay,
And providing that it's ratified on the 7th, it will be recorded within a day or two afterwards.
after,
And then you will be able to start with your permit.
okay, do I need to sit for that meeting?
No, you do not.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
Okay, is there anything
Did you
else?
on that last application? Did you vote on that? This one?
Eddie voted on it, Russ voted, the 5 main members.
Oh, okay. We don't have that. Okay.
Okay, when we're gonna do an alternate vote, it'd be every other. Instead of doing a primary alternate, because I like each one being involved, okay? All right. The alternates approving that. When an alternate vote is required, it'd be every other. So each one of you have an opportunity.
No, you're a regular member. You're not a member, right? You're a regular?
No, alternate,
You're the regular?
yeah, but
Oh, you voted out? Yeah, I've been out.
I've been there 3 years and I don't understand that.
No.
tell you right now, call me when you need me. Please? Call me when you need. Then I'll come with this. Well, problem is. Call me when you need me. How do we do that?
Why would you just follow all of them? Ask them all.
Well, because I was told that, in case of say if somebody, rejected it. And if the 2 alternates rejected, it's still 5 primary votes, which one's the account? Or say if 2 people rejected, which one's the account? And Mike's bringing up a good point, you know? I like the alternates to be involved. Actually, I need a ruling from you on how to handle this. What I was originally told is there was going to be the first alternate and the second alternate, and I disagree with that completely.
You have procedural, you must have procedural rule.
That's correct.
Not as,
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's just.
All right. I'll read it.
okay,
I'll read
Just let me
it.
know when you have. Seems to me if they're here, they should be able to vote.
I agree. And that's the way I've been doing it for years, but I've been corrected on it.
It's always good to have the alternate sitting here because there's a possibility that one of you will not be.
Exactly. And not only that, but I'd like.
3 years.
Right.
I've been here for 3 years.
And you didn't get promoted to.
They didn't even ask me.
Oh,
No offense.
I just applied.
I know. It had nothing to do with it. I didn't even know.
huh.
And then all of a sudden.
Do we need a motion to adjourn? Are we still in session?
Are we still in session? We have to discuss anything?
We're gonna care. I'll research the zoning ordinance, see what the procedural.
For the alternates.
Yeah.
So that for,
Yeah.
and don't get me wrong, I'll take any good recommendation,
Right.
which includes the alternates to be, what do you call it? Strong members or contributory members,
Right.
you know, and I think,
Clicking on all the words tonight, Bob.
huh?
Clicking on all the words tonight.
Okay, I'm trying.
Motion to adjourn?
Second,
We have a motion to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Nays? Aye. Okay.